maybe that would be the best way to keep things peaceful, because I don't want it to go, like we said with the Zoom, I don't want it to like
Yeah.
deconstruct into chaos,
Right.
and maybe talking about some of the other work you've done, and
Yeah.
like, and just speak from the heart about like, I can understand that people are like questioning
Mm-hmm.
this piece. I would reiterate what you said to me, to the class, about like, you're open to criticism, you value other people's opinion about like what's working, what's not working, especially if it's done in a respectful manner. What do you think? Like, do you want to write something, or would you rather just talk to everybody?
Well, I think with talking, I can be more sincere, but I should probably write something too, so that can help me think about what I want to say.
If you want more time to formulate your thoughts, then we could plan to have that discussion on April 27th. But I do think we need to have some kind of discussion with everyone, because I just don't want to leave the semester like the way it is at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I would sincerely like for everyone here to achieve their vision. I know some of you had some concerns over my thesis proposal. I'll be honest, transparent, and I'm open for questioning. I do believe that having the freedom to discuss uncomfortable topics and having opposing viewpoints can build trust as long as we are constructive in the process. I would like to see a more inclusive environment where we can view each other's projects objectively without stifling each other's ideas and imagination. I want to make clear that I'm not in any way trying to be counterproductive to an anti racist movement. I've advocated for human rights many times. I stood up against homophobic and racist organizations on numerous occasions in the past, and I could have risked my life in doing so. Ask me how if you want to know. But I believe in putting words to action, and I've called out other examples of charity fraud. If I see an injustice, I do what I can to correct it. And this time, the target just happens to have an extremely clever disguise that's not like anything we've ever seen. And we're dealing with it at a very complicated time. I know it's going to be difficult to stop them, as most of what they do is performed in secrecy, and they bring in millions of dollars and have millions of supporters. But just like Super Size Me didn't stop people from eating at McDonald's, it did shed light on the company. And the same thing with the Walmart documentary, high cost of low prices. The truth allows us to see the world for what it is, not for what it appears to be. And after seeing and hearing the facts, if you wish to support this organization, that would be your decision. But at least you would be informed. And there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I think people should be aware of the false data that's being planted in the media. And they're not a credible source of information. From what I've gathered, they apparently have no one's best interest in mind but their own. And furthermore, they take money away from legitimate organizations that are trying to fight for equality. So if a company was claiming to feed starving children, but instead they spent all the money on themselves, I would think that most people would want to know. And freedom of speech outside of the class and inside the class is important to everyone, regardless of race, gender, or religion. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, middle-aged, gay or straight, Republican or Democrat. We should all be allowed to express our opinion and our projects, even if it's an unpopular one. In my opinion, especially if it's an unpopular one. This is VCU. We're the last people on earth who should feel the need to censor ourselves. I've dreamed of coming here for over 20 years because I thought this would be a haven for artists. We should always be constructive to each other's ideas, even if we don't support them. If we don't want to be constructive, we don't have to engage. If the argument in my film or anyone's film doesn't have enough supporting evidence, I would hope that you'd feel free to say this claim needs more evidence. But the bullying and the hate that I've seen in the past 365 days should have no place in this department. And I think that we should all have the ability to enjoy this class. And this is my final statement. I just want to say that there's been a lot of assumptions made, and I hope that I've cleared some of these up today. I have already started interviews, Lastly, I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to center myself or center white people in this conversation. I know that this is news that no one wants to hear, and I want to let you all know that I do not enjoy delivering it. I just feel that I have a responsibility to reveal the truth. And this is not the same story that's being used in the media as a political tool. This is based on my own research, and I'm open for question. So I want to extend friendship to everyone, and I hope we can provide a better understanding in the future. So I hope that was helpful.
Thank you, Myron. Thanks, Myron.
You're not being censored. I don't appreciate you accusing faculty of censoring you. Well, it actually is getting me really upset right now.
Well, you both of you told me I shouldn't do it. And you do not understand
how I have defended you to other faculty. I do not appreciate this at all.
I'll stop right there.
Nobody has censored you. Nobody. And you're not the only one who... Sorry. I don't want to raise my voice. I apologize. I'm very stressed about some other stuff in my life, so you're really hitting me on a bad day.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You told me I shouldn't do this project because I'm white. I'm sorry.
That is not true.
Yes, it is.
That is not true. I said I tend to believe that we are best used as artists if we stay in our lane. And so now we are giving you more time. But I really do not appreciate you accusing the faculty of censoring you. I'm going to leave it at that for now and take a breather.
Okay, I'm sorry that I've struck a nerve, and I did not mean to do that. Oddly enough, you're not the first professor to yell at me this semester. So, and I did try to explain that that everything has been explained to me now. It's not, my whole explanation about censorship wasn't meant to be like an attack on you guys, trying to suggest I shouldn't do it. It was just, I think that we should be able to have fun in this class, and I think that we should be able to, like basically if we make a film and you don't agree with the message, maybe you could offer suggestions, but like to just shut somebody's idea down isn't necessarily productive. I don't want to get too far off topic, but
is this fun?
Is this fun?
This isn't fun.
No.
Like, why spend all this energy defending it before we see it? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to, if the film is going to be the thing that proves your point, because clearly you have been unsuccessful at having everybody see your point of view in this particular matter. I don't understand why it has to be this. The issue is that I want the class to know your intentions are good just like I do. I want the class to know your intentions are good just like I do. It doesn't ultimately matter what our intentions are if the impact of what we've said or done hurts people. And I think that, in my opinion, and this is my personal opinion, that is part of white supremacy, because the idea of kindness and niceness as being mean things are not racist is not accurate. That's part of the structure of it. That's how it's built up.